Hi, how are y'all? Hello, Miss Dannon, and Angela C, and Dorian, and there's a new one, your boy Luke. How do I become a member from your boy Luke? I'm glad you asked that because that's the very first thing I was going to bring up, your boy Luke. If you're on a desktop, you can just go to my home channel and push the little button that says join, and there's 3 different tiers, and apparently it's working. I might actually get to keep my little fledgling podcast alive because it's gone up to like 12 members now. I had 6, and then I talked about it a couple days ago, and all of a sudden I got 9. That was a 50% increase. And now it's up to 12, so it's doubled. It's doubled in like a week or just a few days. And if you're like me and you like to play with numbers, I've gone up 100%. I got 12 members now. So I did find out that you can, on your mobile, you can look it up. You can become a member. You just go to my channel and it's you scroll over as if you've got the videos and the uploads and the community tab. I think it's right next to the community tab. You can click on it there too. I just found that out. And speaking of a new member, this just popped up, and I don't know why some of them pop up and why some of them don't, but Angela C became a new member, and if I'm not mistaken, she became a Notorious Dad level 3. And if I'm also not mistaken, Miss Angela C, she's been pretty critical of me in the past, but she's also said something along the lines of I don't agree with you on everything, but you do make me think, or something like that, and I can appreciate that. Yeah, everyone likes to get a pat on the back and get their ego stroked a little bit. Yeah, okay, we did a great job back in the day, blah blah blah. That's fine and dandy, and I do appreciate it, but when people challenge me, I don't consider Angela C like obvious by any stretch of the imagination a troll. I can take troll comments, I can take hateful comments, but when people, I don't expect a pass. I don't expect a free pass just because I've had my channel for forever, or just because I run my mouth a lot. I don't expect everyone to agree with me on everything, and that's going to not be the exception tonight, because tonight we're going to be talking about some things that make people squirm, because it's a topic that gets most people don't enjoy talking about it, especially if you are married or if you are in a long-term relationship. You don't like to talk about it because it probably affects you. But anyways, I guess I just assume my sound's all working. It's nice being able to move into this and just know that all my shit's gonna work. So anyways, hello, Mr. Tory. I did find out that Dannon she mentioned this yesterday. I didn't know what she's talking about. And Dwayne looked it up and sent me a link, and then Dannon emailed me and sent me a link. Thanks to Miss Dannon, she made Tori and a few others, I can't remember who else she said, members. I've already forgotten the name of it, like honorary members, something like that. It's a beta program that YouTube's trying. Oh, look, I see my little. Well, here is, before I forget, I made some tea. I don't even know what kind of tea it is, but got Hedwig here. Got her unraveled. Got her all cleaned up. Got some OG Harry Potter stuff there. I'm going to try my best to go a lot longer, because I've got a lot I want to cover. Ooh. I remember it's called Celestial Tea. And no, haters, there is no alcohol in here. Can't believe some people still accuse me of being drunk. Come on, man. Y'all could do better than that. All the things to criticize me for. There's lots of stuff you can criticize me for, but That one's never going to stick. Well, thanks for the $2 chip in there, Mr. Tory. I do appreciate it. You can hear me. Good. I'm glad. I'm going to get to a few of these before I get into the main topic. Slime Boy. Hello, Caleb. Can you react to Gargura on YouTube? What is that? I've had several people say that. I don't know what that is. I know what Guar is, the crazy performers, the band, but I don't know. Is that a YouTube channel? Did they cover the Parker movie or something? I don't know who that is. Y'all let me know. Dan and I renewed Tori's membership and donated a membership to Anon, Karen, and Michaela. See? Dannon's living the pay it forward lifestyle. And that's just cool as shit because I've lived the pay it forward lifestyle for a long time. I'm going to test this. I added just a tad bit of honey in there. I almost dipped my finger in there to make it sweet, but I wasn't quite sweet enough. That's hot. I think I'm going to have to learn how to ice it down. Have Florida iced tea. Fawn. Hey, Hedwig. Isn't she so cute? I cried so much, so hard when Hedwig died. One thing for humans to die, but fucking animals die? Hate it. Yes, Dannon, I am doing the tea. I'm going to try to make this not end in 26 minutes or whatever I've been going. So today, what we got here? I need to say no, but I'm scared. What are you scared of? Oh, my kids, I pay child support, are asking me to buy expensive gifts after a poor effort on their part. I have a very serious question. You could use your help. Okay. I'll see if I can get to it. Yeah. Me too, Debbie blubbered, and Dobby. Oh, and Dobby, yeah. I'm going to get my eyes checked if someday. Blubbered like a baby. Yeah. When Dobby died, I just wanted to reach up. J.K. Rowling just backhand her for that. How dare her? Your boy Luke, member 1 month. Thank you very much, man. That's badass. Panda, what is the difference between humans dying and animals dying? Well, I happen to prefer the human race to be superior just because that's who we are. I would imagine lions think that they're superior. Elephants think they're superior, but humans can be so cruel, as we are about to discover. Boone, if you cheat, you're a piece of shit. Period. Point blank, the end. Hence the reason I get more upset whenever animals die than when humans, because here's a news flash for you. It's my personal humble opinion that most humans will cheat at some point in their lifetimes. We spoke before on them. Let's see. DM, my wife alienated my kids for 18 months now. She has been circling me like sharks. How do I say no? Yeah, I guess you're without having more of a backstory or I'm not sure what I'm not sure which mic you are, to be quite honest with you. You'll have to just tell me your story a little bit. But before we do that, I am going to get into today's poll. I put up a poll today. Oh, wait. You know what? I can go ahead and add this real quick. Yeah, I was going to do this anyways. Here's the new list. Angela C. and Must Be Michaela 45 and Karen Van Kentfort and Tori and Dannon and Anon and DSD and Mr. Pickles 31 420 and Tarwin Courtney and Shadow Flower and Wild Sage, and of course the granddaddy, the grandmama of them all, been here the longest, Miss Mary, at 23 months. But I'm also going to get into now. Go to there and go to my channel. Yeah, look here. See that join button right there? Right there. If you're on a desktop, that's what it looks like. I can't pull up what it looks like on a mobile, but you can click on the join button there and it'll take you to the steps. It's apparently very easy to do. Okay, this looks similar, but if you're on a mobile, you can just use your thumb to swipe around and it'll be, oh hell, there it is, membership right there. Okay, it is the same. I learn something new all the time. But for now, I'm going to go to community. And I just updated it. And 11 hours ago this morning, I posted this for you to opine. How important is fidelity to you with your partner? Let me know your thoughts on fidelity in the comments. I'll be reading them tonight on the podcast at 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, I'll be going over the marriage poll that I posted here 10 days ago. And for whatever reason, maybe this is a nasty topic no one really wants to get into, or my channel's slow at the moment, but there's only 309 votes so far. And the answer possibilities are fidelity is paramount, fidelity is somewhat important, and fidelity is not important at all. Those are the three options. And out of the three options, 90% of the respondents out of 309 votes said fidelity is paramount to them and their partner. Fidelity is somewhat important. Only 6% said that. And fidelity is not important at all. And that's only 4% of the respondents said that. And again, I know this is not a scientific poll. This is just me coming up with things that interest me. And I word them to be as fair as possible. And obviously, I'm aware that there's a certain type of person that would bother even us, responding to a poll like this, much less being subscribed to my channel. More than likely, if you're subscribed to me, you probably in some roundabout way, whether as a child or an adult, been through some kind of the crap that I've been through or my kids have been through. So far, so good. That's not bad. Now I'm going to get into the comments. I'm actually not surprised that people said 90% of, or 90% of the respondents said it is paramount. I'm not surprised by that at all. What does surprise me is I'm going to have to put up another poll for tomorrow, but I could only do one at a time. Well, I mean, I guess I could have done more, but I'll do another one tomorrow. But what does surprise me is the number of people who have been cheated on who also say they have never cheated. And it just sounds to me like somebody's lying. Could it be everybody? Almost everybody? All right, getting down to the comments here. Let's sort by newest first. Hannah said fidelity is extremely important. If you feel like you have no fidelity in your relationship, that really you are forcing yourself into it, in order for a couple to mutually have fidelity, it should come naturally. If it doesn't, something is wrong that needs to be addressed. Yeah, if you enter into it mutually, then that is, by all practical means, a contract. Um, maybe maybe it is, maybe it isn't enforced by the state necessarily or through the state. But if you both agree to not pork other people while you're together, then that's a verbal commitment. And if you break it, then you just broke it. And well, we'll get into some more of that. See, Mazen, I feel like I just keep on learning new words when it's a poll about certain word, if it's important or not. I'm learning here more than school. well, I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know if you'd learn the word fidelity in school or not. Pepe D's nuts, no concession on this one. Oh, Belladonna. I don't see the point in a relationship if fidelity isn't important. Well, there are such things as open relationships, and some people swear by them. I've never been formally in an open relationship. I guess I've been kind of the third wheel a few times. Whether or not the husband on the other end knew it or not, I have no idea. Don't really fucking care because it's not my concern what the state of their marriage is. Told y'all this is going to possibly get uncomfortable and get a little controversial. There we go. Adam Fonts says, reply to that, open relationships exist. They do. And I don't know that I could be in an open relationship. And in a weird sort of way, maybe that's all I've ever been in is an open relationship. I just kind of float along because, like most of you, I have been cheated on as well, and it is not fun. But the cool thing about an open relationship, or in my case, no relationship, or almost no relationship, is we don't ever have to worry about getting cheated on because it's well, I guess there are rules in an open relationship. You can't just go pork whoever necessarily. The part of the open relationship is the other one has to approve, and I would imagine in most situations, Pepe, usually one party isn't enthusiastic, i.e., the male is a simp. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe he likes it though. I know there's some weird fetishes on Pornhub about that. Ricardo, if you're married, oh, he's got a couple paragraphs here. If you're married and thinking about other women, you have no business being married in the first place. Society has depreciated the seriousness of marriage. People think marriage is the rule in life. I happen to believe that marriage is not for everyone. If you can't get the thought of other women out of your head, then you should never get married. I'm 58 and I've been married for 38 years. And never once did I desire or even think about another woman, nor was I ever anything less than happy with the presence of my wife. Sure, we argued like all people do, but at the end of the day, I was still happy with it. Infidelity or divorce were never options, even thoughts for us. That's how it should be. I've been married for 48 years, my parents for 57 years. Yes, I was born out of wedlock, and my grandparents for 76 years. If you're a guy or girl who can't get other women off your mind, I don't fault you for that. You can't control your desires. If you are the type of person, just don't get married. It's not fair to your significant other, the kids you make with your significant other, or even yourself. Just date women as you please without getting married. Okay, well, I'm quite certain that I believe you, Ricardo, and that there are other people like you who have been just committed from day one all the way in. I know y'all exist. I happen to think that is a very, very rare circumstance. I don't think most humans, by a long shot, are monogamous. Best of luck to you. And I again, we've not met. I can only go by your word, and I don't have any reason not to believe you. I just don't know many people like you in real life. In real life, most people have more than one partner in their life. Here's a reply. Custom Work Studio. I respectfully disagree. Thinking about women isn't a problem. It's having the self-control not to act on it. Men are visual creatures. We find more than one attractive. It's nature. Ricardo responded, I disagree with you. I think if you're in a truly good marriage, the thought of anyone but your significant other disgusts you. I'll have to disagree with there. I mean, I've been married twice, and I've had a few girlfriends. I've noticed beautiful women all the time. I mean, even when I was married, it doesn't mean, kind of with Custom Works there, doesn't mean I act on it. But I don't know. I've certainly been in some funny situations, I do know that, where married women have hit on me. And the funniest part is, to me personally, is when the religious ones do it. When the religious ones hit on me, the religious married women, I've never actually specifically gone for a married woman, but when they hit on me, again, I know this sounds terrible, but at least I'm honest about it. If they come after me, their state of their marriage is their business. And even if she tells me they're on the rocks or filed for divorce, we all know, like Dr. House says, everybody lies. Like, everybody lies at some point in their life. And I happen to think some are much worse than others. How far am I, or a married woman hitting on me, how far am I supposed to investigate? Should I just take her word for it? What if she just straight up lied and said, no, I'm single as Pringle? Okay. Should I, hire a PI to go check her out, see if she's lying? Or, how far should I go? But yeah, there's been plenty of the married ones that come after me. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it is what it is. Hello, Pepe. We were just talking about you. Uh-oh. Oh, here, okay. Angela C. See, there we go. So, Angela, I don't know if you were here when I first got on, but I brought this up. I disagree. Thinking about other attractive members of the opposite sex is normal and healthy. Oh, okay. The important thing is not to act on it if you are in a monogamous relationship. Yeah, again, if you are in a monogamous relationship, that means you had a verbal contract, a verbal agreement. You and your significant other agreed, baby, it's just you and me and no one else. And then what almost happens almost all the time, or at least sometime in their life, is one or the other strays. And it causes lots and lots of problems, if they get caught, because not everybody gets caught. Yanni, my wife dated a new guy while I was missing in Indonesia. I don't count that as infidelity, but it doesn't speak to how great our marriage was doing either. Luckily, things improved since. Yeah, I remember your story, Yanni. Some people, absolutists, would say you're a simp and you took her back and you shouldn't have. but Yanni was incarcerated for like a long, long time, and if I'm not mistaken, like missing. Like, how could she have known? It's kind of like that movie Castaway with Tom Hanks. He wound up, you know, crashing in the Pacific somewhere and landed on an island, and he was married at the time, and no one ever knew what happened to him. If he'd survived, they never found a body. They had a mock funeral just to, have some kind of a remembrance. And she wound up marrying somebody else. And after like 20 or 30 years, he finally made it off the island and made it back. Well, time marched on, and she wound up fainting when she saw him. That'd be a shitty, just a terrible scenario. Fat Cat NWO. If they're married and coming after you, I don't care how many crosses they're wearing, they are not religious. Just saying. I think I beg to differ respectfully. That is almost a staple of being religious. Some of them that have come after me claim to be happily married, just not in that one particular area. Like, I can only go by what they've told me, but I don't know. I mean, they're married and come after you. I don't care how many crosses they're wearing. They're not religious. Yeah, I think they are. I think most humans are just pretty hypocritical. Tori, the age of social media amplified straying away, so to speak. Oh, yeah. Just look at Instagram. The things that I get banned for on Facebook, just absolute absurd things. But then the things that I see on Instagram, whew, lots and lots and lots of thirsty young women on there. And, of course, they never talk about their Jesus or anything like that, but you can tell, exactly what they're doing, and their scantily clad stuff that they wear. Brody Amos, how do you keep a relationship? I keep them dead. I don't. I've been single for a very long time now. I'll have, girlfriends off and on here and there. I've been through so much crap, and just my experience in life has told me that if I let someone in, they're going to hurt me. And, yes, I would like to be in a relationship, probably not an open relationship. However, at the same time, the upside to an open relationship is it's open, and you're not going to get cheated on. They're going to be open about it, and everybody supposedly gets what they want. Just depends on if you can stand it or not. But the fact that most human beings do not keep one partner their entire life just tells me possibly maybe the open relationship people got it figured out. They don't have to worry about the things that the rest of us do. Panna, what do you mean by pork on other people? Sex, dude. Sex. Porking you and someone's porking your wife, or porking your girl, or if you're porking your girl, that's what I mean. I'm not laughing at you. There's the age gap, and it's kind of like, I'm sure these young kids, they don't know what a dial tone is either. I could tell a dial tone joke and they wouldn't necessarily know what it means. Caleb, you're spot on with the religious types. When I go to church solo without the turds, I get hit on constantly. I don't bite, though, as I don't want to deal with that on my conscience. I used to care, Pepe. I used to, in the first 30 years of my life, if I were to get hit on by a married person, I wouldn't dare. But I finally got to the point because, much like many of you, I have been cheated on as well. And I'll be just real honest with you. I did cheat back once, and I still don't feel guilty about it. I got cheated on in a really, really horrible way that I'm not going to go into. But several years later, opportunity presented itself, and I jumped all over it like stink on shit, and I still don't care. It still doesn't bother me. You know, apparently, again, 90% of the people say fidelity is paramount. Well, is it really? Think about it. If it really is paramount, there's, the way I see it, three options. What are you going to do if your partner is not faithful? What are you going to do about it? You got three options. You can forgive them, which would only tell me that fidelity really isn't that important, because your own husband or your own wife just cheated on you and porked someone else. And if you forgive them, is fidelity really paramount to you? Because it just sends them a signal. Well, I did it once and I'm still married, and he knows about it or she knows about it. I mean, where do you draw the line? You get 3 strikes and you're out, 1 strike and you're out. You cannot forgive them, and then you can get a divorce. If your spouse cheats on you and breaks that contract, if you hold fidelity that seriously, that you could divorce them, but then what are you going to do? You've put in 5 years, 10 years, 30 years with this person. Okay, if fidelity was completely off the chart or off the table, I will not put up with it, and you can get rid of her. But then what do you got to do? You're back in the dating pool. So you're starting from scratch. You don't know, and you're older at this point. Your dating pool, whoever the availability, the options is, they're older as well. Who's to say that the next one won't do it too, or even worse, or more often? And then there's option 3, which is what I chose to do, is you can't beat them, join them. Tit for tat. Screw around on me, I'll screw around on you. And again, that sounds terrible, but Caleb, I can't believe you do that. Well, at least I'm honest about it. And if you didn't want me cheating on you, then why the hell did you cheat on me in the first place? So again, how paramount is fidelity? I'm asking myself, Caleb, how paramount is fidelity really to me? I don't feel guilty about what I did. All the married women that I've slept with, they came to me. I didn't ruin the relationship. It's already ruined, apparently. Oh, you're a horrible person. I can't believe you do that. Well, apparently that's human nature. I'm going to put up another poll tonight when I get done here, and let's just find out. My prediction is I'm going to put up a poll. Have you ever been cheated on? Something like that. I bet you 92% is my guess. My bet is 92+% have been cheated on. And I'm also willing to bet that every one of the respondents who said they've been cheated on will never, ever admit to cheating as well. Isn't that funny how that works? Yeah, that's all the bad stuff. It's always somebody else. That's a characteristic of a narcissist. Like I said, I'm open about the one time that I cheated. I'm open about it. I guess she shouldn't have cheated on me. It never would have crossed my mind. I never in my life thought I'm gonna be that guy until it happened to me, and it just drove me insane. It drove me insane. I could not get over it. So what did I do? I just joined them. Everyone else was doing it. I felt a hell of a lot better. Literally. My terrible jokes. And if you like being single, why do you just have girlfriends off and on that you just don't want to let in? Not quite sure I follow you. You like being single. Why do you have girlfriends off and on? I don't know why. I just never get very close anymore because I've just been screwed over so horribly. It's just not worth it to me. Ricardo, my sister used to have a thing for middle-aged married men. She used to introduce me to these full-grown 50-year-old men when she was 18. I found it gross. My parents hated it even more, obviously. Yeah, well, that is kind of the age difference there is kind of gross. I would never, ever, ever go for a fucking 18-year-old. No way in hell. That's way, ugh. Fawn, my thoughts are keep it simple. Make sure you're on the same page before entering any type of relationship, like someone who likes you back. Yeah. All the more reason why I tell particularly young people, don't get married when you're young. I thought I did that, especially the second time. I thought I did that, Fawn. I mean, I really genuinely thought I did that. Apparently, I mean, hell's bells. I hadn't even been divorced a year, and I got remarried. I shouldn't have done it. It's too soon. You don't know somebody when you're that young and you've only been dating a year. You don't really know somebody. Well, even when you're my age. Even if I started dating someone serious right now, there's no way in hell I'd get married in a year. Maybe not ever. Dorian Maverick, I've been single for a long time too. I just wasn't ready, and I'm waiting until I get a real relationship with the right girl. Your boy Luke, I porked my dog. Yanni, whenever a hot girl walks by anywhere and I'm with my boys, we ask each other if we'd smash or pass. I'm married. They're dating. It's normal to find girls hot as long as you don't actually cheat. Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird position to be in. Like Parker nowadays, Parker's 23. I'm 45. Like, especially now that I'm shedding all this weight. And he had to grow up obviously really, really fast. You know, there's only 21 years difference between us. And the older we both get, the closer that gap gets. And it's funny because he could easily date someone 10 years older than him, and I could easily date someone 10 years younger than me, and it could be the same person, or twins, or it's weird to think about. Another reason, don't have your kids early. I'm not supposed to be that close in age to my kid. Fun. If you've been burned before, it's hard to want to open yourself back up again. Damn right. Yeah, that's entirely the point. I can be really, really open about my life because I don't have to worry about what she thinks. But at the same time, I'm deathly afraid to get too involved with somebody again, because in my experience, every time I get involved, I get my fucking heart smashed. And I don't like it. I don't know anybody that does. And I don't care if it sounds corny. I believe there's a person out there for everyone. No, that's not corny. I mean, even if it is, I like corny things. Hello, I'm a Harry Potter nerd. Don't give up on love. Now that's corny. It has potential to be one of the most beautiful, magical about being human. Keep hope alive. You are a hopeless romantic, but that's okay because I'd love to be there. I guess what I'm saying, I wish I could share your optimism. On a certain level, I can, like, just not with my personal dating. Just don't think, I don't know, maybe I'm so screwed up. I don't know. I'm late. Hello, Dr. Vile. Mazin, marriage is a scary thing, lol. From what I've seen with my parents. Yeah, it is. It can be very rewarding, but it can be real damn scary. Laura Live. Hiya, I was just watching your Parker series. Oh, well, thank you, Laura Live. Laura Live. Thank you very much. What do you think? When you're done with the Parker series, move on to the Blaine series. Relationships are scary. Yeah. Especially if you make children with someone you're not compatible with, and you wind up in the crooked family courts. You hadn't seen nothing yet. They get nasty. Yanni, don't have kids early. Bingo. I'm 47. I feel like I'm 70. I have grandchildrens. It was bad enough that my kids are grown, but last year they started bringing babies home. Help. Knock on wood. I'm not a grandpa. Did I say knock on wood? Like I'm going to beat the hell out of my table, knock on wood. I don't want to be a grandpa anytime soon, if ever. I'd be happy not being a grandpa. And I know the old ladies that get so mad at me when I say that. And again, it's not because I would hate my own grandchildren. That's how things get turned around. Caleb, you said he hates his own grandkids. No, that's not it at all. It's a fear that my own children and grandkids could potentially be subjected to the crooked family court bullshit that my kids and me were subjected to. And that's what scares me. I don't want it for them. Quimberry Briellos. What do you think is the right age to have kids? If you decide to have them at all, at the very soonest, late 20s, early 30s. And only if you've dated that person for several years and you really, really, really know them. Like just being able to poo in front of them or rip a big fart in front of them, that's not good enough. I mean, you got to really know someone and find out how they react to adverse situations. How do they act under pressure? How do they react when they feel threatened that, if for instance, if you had a kid together, they feel like their kids are going to be and their rights are going to be taken away. How are they going to react? Are they going to sue you into oblivion? Are they going to make up all sorts of crap? Are they going to replace you just like that and say, here, sign right here, and I won't make you pay child support? And stepdaddy will adopt them. You got to find out how these people are going to react before you make babies with them. Vaughn, there's a person out there who will cherish you for who you are, won't need to change for them. I hope so. I don't know if it's true or not, but I do know this. One thing as a young man that I was scared to death is whoever I was dating at the time, I have this irrational fear, and it is irrational. This irrational fear of she is the perfect human being. She's the most beautiful human being, and if I lose her, then I will never achieve such beauty ever in my life again. I'm here to tell you people that is horse crap. Don't ever fall for that. Don't ever think that this is the last pretty girl, the last handsome dude that I'll ever get. That is the biggest load of crap, and that's where I happen to agree with Dawn or Fawn here. I don't know about, the karma stuff and, someone is out there, but like specifically for me, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know, but don't ever think that, oh, well, I got to hold on to this one no matter, because what happens is you'll take abuse. You'll put up with crap from that person that you shouldn't put up with because you're a fear of being alone and never finding someone else. Never, ever, under any circumstances, take abuse from anybody. And if it's with your significant other and you feel abusing, they are abusing you, you have to say something. That's part of what I mean by getting to know them. You did this to me and I felt disrespected and I don't like how you treated me. You never put up with abuse. The only acceptable answer to that, or to response to you saying that, is I'm sorry. And I will never do that again, or I will certainly work on that horrible characteristic about myself. Never put up with abuse, ever. And don't ever think that, well, again, she's the most beautiful person ever, and I'll never, ever in my life be able to find someone as gorgeous as she is. That is horse crap, because it's human nature. Not everybody, but a lot of people will take advantage of that. That motherfucker ain't going anywhere. I can do whatever I want to him, or I can do whatever I want to this bitch. I can do whatever I want because they're scared to death. They'll never replace me. Bullshit. Fucking hide and watch. Poof. Boom. Cousin, who knew evil girls have the prettiest face? Oh. You gave me a heart that was full of mistakes. I gave you my heart, and you made my heart break. Music is such a cure to everything. Yeah, it does. It certainly soothes a lot of things. I don't know if it's a cure for everything, but it certainly soothes. I assume this is a lyric from, I don't know what song it is. As in Lucid Dreams. Who's the artist? I don't know. Nah, man, I've had my heart crushed too and resisted wanting to open myself up again before. But yeah, I still believe that's just who I am. Good for you. That's staying positive, if nothing else. The power of the positive mind, I firmly believe, is untouchable. There's no comparison. There's no drug, there's no anything that can compare to the power of a positive mind. I think it can heal, and I think it can ruin, or the power of thinking in general can heal or ruin a person. Might as well think positively. I used to think that was all bunk, but I believe it. Laura Liv, I personally just don't want kids. I'm 13 and I have to care for my 8 and 4-year-old siblings. It's honestly stressful because I care for them a lot while my mom and stepdad go to work. Good for you. You don't have to have kids. There's nowhere, anywhere that's printed said you must have kids. And if your parents or your whoever tells you have to have kids in order to live a successful life or a happy life, they're lying to you. And they're probably trying to sell you something. Don't listen to them. If you don't want kids, by all means, don't have them. I wouldn't. Like I said, my kids are, Parker's 23, Hayden's 21, Blaine's 19, Lunda's 17, and knock on wood, so far, I have no grandkids, and as far as I know, all my kids are just happy as they can be without making me a grandpa. Sure, Zod. I've said this before. I'm terrified of being alone with my wife. It's too much pressure, and I never know what she wants. If I ask her too much, she'll hate me. But if I ask too little, she'll cheat. Whoa, dude. That is not a good place to be. If I ask too much, she'll hate me. But if I ask too little, she'll cheat. That is, man, walk away. Just walk away. What a horrible, horrible place that's just a prison, dude. There, she's. I know it sounds shitty because it's your wife, but I mean, you brought it up. You want, in my opinion, walk away. That is she's made a prison, and you're your own guard. Wow, I'd walk away from that. I'd stash as much cash as I could in crypto and shit like that. I wouldn't. There's no way in hell I'd live like that. If I ask too little, she'll cheat. If I ask too much, she'll hate me. Bye. I don't care what Jesus says about it. I don't care how much God hates divorce or anything. I don't give a crap about that. Just, I'd walk away. Lucid Dreams, a good ass song, gets in your feels real quick. Panda, are you saying they wanted you to sign your kids over to the stepdad? Oh yeah. Yeah, several times. In mediation, in the lawyer's office. Yeah. Not gonna happen. Sherzad, how come I can get a boner in public, but not when my wife wants to fool around with me? Because you're in a prison, dude. I'd just, that is, I cannot think of a more miserable situation. That would have to top them all. I would walk away from that. The Flying Llamas. I'm scared about coming out to my Republican parents. I assume you're talking about being gay. That's gotta suck. I don't know. When I was a kid, coming out was something that really was voodoo or taboo. But I would have to imagine, even Republicans in modern times seem to be coming around to the idea that it's okay to be gay. Relatively speaking, there's never been an easier time to come out in my lifetime to come out. Again, I assume that's what you're talking about when you say come out. It's never been easier. So just pick the parent you think it'd be most likely to understand, and I wouldn't want to carry that secret. Just be who you are. Yeah, coming out in which way? The Flying Llamas as bisexual. Okay, well, yeah, like I said, in my lifetime, there's never been an easier time to come out. It's just so much more acceptable. Now, well, I don't want to get too far off topic here. We can talk about that'd be a whole different show. Michaela, that's toxic. I don't know what you're talking about. What's toxic, Michaela? Flying Llamas, I have a similar dilemma. It's tough. Fine, I just want to have my garden, snuggly pets, a place to do my art and enjoy each other's company. Keep it simple, people. Yeah, there's something to be said about the simple things in life, and gardening, getting your fingernails dirty, making yourself, one with the earth. People call it grounding. Let's see, Flying Llamas, I understand completely. Congrats on figuring yourself out. I personally would give you the advice of waiting until you're out of the house or in a place where they can't punish you. That's it, depending on how your parents are, yeah, might be a good idea. Angela C. Sherzad, I can't imagine feeling that way about my husband. What a tragedy that you feel that way about your wife. Why are you still in that marriage? Exactly. Again, Angela C. and I apparently, don't agree on a lot of things, but we're right on those. Like, dude, just walk away. I don't care how much money you lose. Just walk away. Obviously, try not to lose everything and try to be fair as you can in the split up. But then, hell no, that is no way to live, man. You are literally a prisoner of your own making, and you're your own guard at that. Not sure what that means. Ricardo, try coming out in Grenada. Good luck because you're going to need a lot of it. You'll get sent straight to the eldermost member of your church for stern talk about how you're ruining your life. That dude, you're trying to get me to move to Grenada. I don't want to move there if there's a bunch of religious bigots there. Grody Commody. Michael Moyer, yo, I just watched that movie. Are you the dad? Michael Moyer, I am. I am Parker's dad. Michaela, sure odd deal with his wife is extremely toxic. It is. Why did I use all caps? I don't know, dude. I have no idea. Yeah, usually when you use all caps, that means you're shouting at somebody. Anna, Sherzad, find someone to lean on for support. If you have any close friends or family, they will help you get out and make sure you're okay. Yeah, if you've got any close ones. I'm the grounding queen. Are you? Are you into that sort of thing? Like, I like it. I that's why I swim the ocean so much. I purposefully, occasionally walk around barefoot to make sure that my body is negatively and positively, the charges are exchanging with the earth. I don't know how much put into it for sure, but I don't think it sure couldn't help or couldn't hurt. Ricardo, my parents conceived their first child out of wedlock, and they got the talk from a community elder about how they ruined their life and they were hellbound. They left Grenada shortly after that. I don't blame them. Who wants to be talked to like that? I mean, who gets to say how someone's ruined their life? I'm straight as an arrow, and apparently I don't need any help fucking it all up. So, I mean, these people that get on to gay people saying they're ruining your life, I always find that quite humorous. I mean, again, look at me. I've been to family court jail, had my kids ripped away from me. Apparently, that being straight is not a secure all for making sure you have a happy life. Obviously, the flying llamas. What's the perfect age to get married? Should you experiment before getting married? Obviously, the perfect age is subjective. As I would say, wait as long as possible and get this thing out of this idea in your head that you have to get married in order to live a happy life. You don't have to get married in order to live a happy life. You and whoever you decide to love may not even care two shits about getting, the piece of paper, the government side of it. The government piece of paper that may not mean anything to you. A lot of people think you shouldn't do that part just because it's morally wrong because of taxes and stuff like that. You do experiment before getting married. I assume you mean with sex. Carefully, yes. I do not believe in waiting for just that one person after the ink is dried and there's a contract before you sleeping with them. I'm not saying go out and whore yourself out completely. You gotta. I would imagine there's a balance there. Be selective. There's nothing wrong with being selective. I've been a whore in my past in certain areas of my life, and I've been very selective. Like, I literally haven't had sex since I've been sober at all, and I do that on purpose because I just hadn't want to fool with any of them because there's so many women are just trouble, and I don't want to mess with it. But if I ever do get married again, yeah, I promise you, we are going to, experiment quite a bit before that happens. Because what if you get married and you are not compatible? I mean, it happens. Believe me, it happens. That'd be like that. I forgot who it was. That'd be another prison. You'd be locked for life. Sherzad, yeah. I think y'all misunderstood me. Dude, you're the one typing it out. I'm not in a toxic marriage. We love each other. but we've had some infidelity in the past, and I don't know what she wants in terms of sex. We're happy overall. Again, is it? I don't know if it's you were if you were unfaithful, or if she was unfaithful, if you're both unfaithful. And maybe we did understood, but again, I'm just going by what you put up here. 'Cause I have no idea. It sounded like you're saying you're not in a toxic marriage. That's what it sounded to me like. Mad at you if you don't do enough, and I can't remember exactly what you said. That's again, I just going by what you put out there. Oh my goodness, fun. Yes, it's helped me a lot. Walking barefoot is awesome for you. Love that. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I think it is good for us. I swear we just had another tiny earthquake. Everything shook a little bit. Dang. I've never experienced one, or not that I was awake. If I was awake, I grow a vertical garden with hydroponics. Oh, cool. Good grief. I didn't quite make the mute button the first time, but I made it the second time. I'm real proud of myself. I made it an hour and 2 minutes before I had any kind of fit. I can feel it coming though, but that tells me every day that goes by I'm getting a little better and a little better. I don't know if this tea helps or not, but it helps me mentally anyway. Vertical garden and hydroponics. I have the best tomato. That's badass, dude. Always wanted to have a big enough area in my this little tiny house. We don't have enough area. I've always wanted to have enough area to do hydroponics. Ricardo, I love Grenada. People here have a free libertarian lifestyle, smoking weed, not giving a shit about bureaucracy, but they're also very, very religious, and you do not defy community elders. Yeah. How libertarian can it really be if just because they're old means their opinions about how other people should live should be respected? That's not very libertarian. I'm not saying it's not libertarian in other areas, and good for you. And I'm certainly glad that you're not facing the crap that you're facing in the States. Wait a minute. Adam and Eve were not married, so why do churches frown against people having children before wedlock? Yeah, Adam and Eve didn't have belly buttons. They didn't have parents. They didn't have siblings. They didn't have anybody to make mistakes to watch. They didn't have peers. They certainly didn't have peer pressure. So why do churches frown against people having cheerings before wedlock? Much like with anything else, marriage and religion itself is just another tool to control people. Some humans love controlling other people, and they'll do anything they can to be able to fulfill that. Become a politician, join a religion. I don't know why crazy people do what they do. Ricardo, they are not Christian in the way that right-wing Americans are. They're loving. The talk is not a berating thing. Oh, they genuinely think they're saving your life from going off track. It's not evil. I mean, yeah, I understand talking to the elders, older people in general, about having experience and getting some ideas from them, but just because they're old and just because they have an opinion that you're gay, and so that's going to create problems in your life, and your life's going to, I just don't buy into it. I don't care what religion they are. Laura Live, my stepdad, and it, damn it. I don't know how much. Trying real hard to keep that down, not go into a coughing fit. My stepdad and his ex have this crazy custody stuff. She took my stepbrother away for 6 months, made up lies about him being abused by her family. She also wished death on us all. It's insane. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Sounds like a fucking nightmare. My brother now comes over for about 3 days and is over at his mom's house for 4 days. Things are more sorted out now, but there's still occasional court case. Sam Pills. Hello, Sam. I'm new. That's okay. Well, Sam Pills, welcome to my crazy podcast. I'm just getting over some kind of illness that I've been on for about a week and a half now. And it's taken my voice. 3 days ago, I went about 26 minutes and had to end it. And 2 days ago, made it about 45 minutes. And now today I'm a little over an hour, but I'm probably going to have to end it. Many times I'll go for a couple hours plus. Y'all welcome them in. Oh my God, walking barefoot is actually good for you, especially outside. Yep. Just don't step on any nails or skunks or scorpions. Ricardo, I talk to the elders in the community all the time. They're very loving people and will listen to all your life problems and guide you on them. They're not evil and berating as I made them out to be. Oh, okay. All right. Again, kind of like with Shirzad, all I was going by was just what y'all tell me. I've never been there, so I don't have an opinion one way or the other. I just got this terrible thing about myself. I know it about myself. I just don't like being told what to do. I do like advice, especially when I ask somebody specifically for it, but I cannot stand when people give me their unsolicited advice on how I should live my life. That's what my family did to me my whole life. They all think I'm fucking nuts just because I'm not their crazy religion. Corey, I finished my marriage commitment out to the last day. Did you? And then moved on. Quimberrios, what are you drinking? Some kind of tea. It's called Celestial Tea. It's caffeine free, and I added a little bit of honey to it. Blade and cloak. Fidelity means nothing to me as I don't seek a relationship. MGTOW. Okay. I've been MGTOW before. I was there about a year. And MGTOWers certainly have a place in the world. But for me personally, I just didn't stay in MGTOW. It was a good place for me to land, or a soft landing, and be around other men who would, help me and try to, sort through my problems and talk to, have someone to talk to. My main problem with it is they have a little too much focus on their hatred of women for too long. Nothing can destroy a man quite like a woman can. Nothing. At the same time, my only beef with it, my only disagreement is how long they spend, and how the intensity of just distrusting and their just flat out hatred of all women. And I just don't think that in the long run, I don't think that's healthy. Again, when you've been burned like I got burned, and so many other men have been burned, I'm not saying women don't get burned, but I'm just talking about this in particular. I see why people go that route, and it's certainly a safe route. Uh, Again, fidelity means nothing to Blade and Cloak because if you don't have a relationship, you can't get burned. There's downsides to that. You don't have somebody that's someone to talk to necessarily, but um, I kind of am a MGTOW this whole time. I just simply don't dwell on the hatred of women because most of my friends are women and they're all single at that. Hannah, didn't you have another topic to get to? Yeah, there's 2,500 votes on that poll that I did 10 days ago. Thank you, Hannah. I can't cover it today just because I can just feel my voice going. But I wanted to get to a bunch of more of the comments about marriage, and I'm going to put up another poll here in just a minute once I get off about fidelity sorts of things, and then I'm going to incorporate that also. I meant to get to it today, but I've run out of voice. Again, there's 2,500 votes is the main reason, and it was the poll again put up 10 days ago about, are your parents divorced? I truly enjoy your wisdom from Wait a Minute. Well, thank you, Wait a Minute. I'm so sorry about my voice. I'm going to have to let y'all go. This is so irritating. Hello, Sharon. I recommend some oxygen therapy. Clears all the mucus. I've not heard of that. MGTOW, is it really an excuse for simps to be lazy and not better themselves? Yeah, maybe. Might be right. Yeah, that's fair. But it's if you're being lazy and it's your own life, you're not hurting anybody else. Who am I to judge? I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with distrusting women, not in a relationship with them. I mean, hello, I enjoy the company of women, and in certain situations, like I said, most of my friends are women, but that doesn't mean I trust them enough to get involved with one of them or more than one of them, or else I would be. At the moment, I'm not. I just don't like being told what to do, except by my wife. My wife is the boss around. Without her, there would be no more beers or go exercise. Anyone else, fuck off. Don't control me. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, hell yeah. If that works for you, great. I don't have a problem. Black pills doomers. I have no idea what that means, man. Man, there's way more comments than I can. Well, kiddies, we made it an hour and 15 minutes. I want to thank all of we're up to 12 members now. If you would like to join and become a member, there's a join button if you're on the desktop, and if you're on the mobile, just scroll across. It's real close to my community tab, which is where I post a lot of stuff that I'll be talking about on this. And if you get anything out of these podcasts that I do, send them to your friends. I'll make it a point of discussion. Hey, I've heard this Caleb whatever guy. He's the dad of that kid years ago that stood up to his mother and blah blah blah. And they talk about this crazy stuff. Just send my podcast their way, and I promise I'm going to get better. I'm actually Angel, I gotta go. I'm sorry. Don't hit your cheers.